You start the clock over?
No.
All right, motherfuckers, we back.
Back at it again.
This is the 2 Cents You Call It podcast.
One time for the one time.
I am your host, X. I'm here with my brother from another mother from a distance. Dub, what's happening, man?
What's happening, brother?
Hey, man, you know what it is.
We are back again. It is a wind down Wednesday. What's up to everybody in the chat? Welcome to our first installment of our wind down Wednesday. Y'all know what it is. You can catch us right here on YouTube at the 2 Cent You Call It podcast. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so we can see every single time that you post. Also, for your listening pleasure, we are on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music, busting out your eardrums every single week. First things first, my brother, what are you drinking?
Tonight I am drinking some Pinot Noir out of glass. Let me see if I can see it this way. This is a glass from my fake grandson's baby shower. Shout out to my fake grandson. You're not old enough to...
Fake grandson is hilarious.
My hair. Shout out to him. What you got over there, my brother?
Hey, grandson is hilarious. I am drinking a red blend tonight out of a glass that we actually got when a group of us went to
Got you. To the wine tasting?
Yeah, to the wine festival.
I looked at that glass in my cabinet and I said, you know what? I'm gonna hold it down for my
for your fake grandson.
For my lineage.
Uh, Shout out to the chat. I see my brother SBK in the chat. Shout out to SBK. Please make sure y'all go check out his channel. Uh, SBK is your channel. SBK, I believe it is. And then also the Tap In podcast. That's him and my sis. It's just E.
Uh-huh.
And shout out to Thrive and Glow with Joe. Go check out her page as well. It's some very motivating stuff over there. Joe, we are proud of you on your journey and glad that you are sharing that with the world. Uh so y'all we decided to SBK Media Texas. That's what it is. Y'all go find it on YouTube. Follow my brother. Uh thank y'all for the support. Um So we are doing a live this week because we have a lot of things going on. So usually y'all know how we get down. Usually we record our shows on uh Friday and then we usually post them on Tuesdays. Well, we this week we got a lot going on. For one, it's my birthday tomorrow.
Hey.
So we decided to just do a live this week because it is my birthday tomorrow. And you are going to be out of town this weekend for a family reunion. So
Yep.
we just decided to do a live. So we appreciate y'all coming in for the live tonight. Uh how you feeling about the family reunion?
Um, I'm excited for the most part. Um, I thought I was taking somebody down there with me, but that fell through. Um, so I got extra
Oh
rest.
yeah, man. So we gotta. I feel like we gotta discuss it for the people because I feel like we have not discussed it. I think we were supposed to discuss it on last show, and I don't really think that we dove into it.
Okay.
Uh, what's going on? What's
Fell in love with another woman. Nah. Uh,
that's crazy.
Essentially what it was is bad communication.
Thank y'all for the birthday wishes. I appreciate it. SBK and Joe, I appreciate it.
Yeah, fuck me. Um, it was bad communication. So the last conversation we had, I just felt things were off. And I didn't know how well we meshed of seeing what her preferences was, people she liked to be around,
Okay.
things she didn't enjoy, not enjoying loud people or people that like to be out in front. And I'm thinking to myself, like, wow, sometimes I have to do that stuff.
Yeah.
And sometimes I can do that stuff. It's not really my personality, but I will if I have to.
Yeah.
And then I just thought about my family. I'm like, okay, that's all my family does is get loud and ratchet, laugh loud and everything like that. So,
So do you think okay, so for just kind of introducing or I guess just kind of giving the people a backstory of like y'all personalities, what's the biggest like what where is she from and what kind of is her personality?
she is from up north, or I guess you could say east, out east, New Jersey. And then she grew up somewhat in Fort Worth. Very proper, I guess you could say.
Okay.
Obviously, she's a little bit younger than me. Well, it's not obvious, but she's a little bit younger than me. And it's just like cultural differences and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's why I was telling her is like I don't know if the cultural difference will be awkward for us or not. It was so I'm thinking like okay she doesn't know how to electric slide or she doesn't know how to wobble. She doesn't dance or she doesn't know that she has rhythm and stuff like that.
Yeah.
She's very very shy. Doesn't like loud people and stuff like that. So and I'm around those
Which
people all the time.
yeah, I was just gonna say, which if you've been out with us, like especially on a Friday night, you know how we get down. Um so
Yeah, and we're pretty calm
Yeah.
compared to other people. But then my other cousins and stuff. You've hung out with some of my cousins. Like when we cut loose, like
Yeah.
for real. And I think she probably would have died if I took her to the reunion this weekend anyway, because she was like, "Oh my god."
Yeah. Cause yeah.
So yeah, so that's what I was explaining to her and stuff, and I just said I think it was a cultural thing, um, and I think she took that the wrong way, as me saying she's not black enough, which I wasn't saying. I just like I don't know if it's going to be a good mesh. I was willing to see where it was going to go, but we haven't spoke since then. Everything's been
Just
kind of dry.
did you see what Joe said? Joe said, are we talking about missing $200 first date?
Yes, we are. We are talking about our first date. Um, but it's okay. I had a good time. It's a good investment.
Here for a good time, not a long time, huh?
We had fun while it lasted. Shared some good moments. Gave me a chance to get back on the scene, be open,
With the gay
figure
Celine.
out figure out what I want. Help me realize that I don't need to get serious about anybody too quick.
Okay.
That obviously I mean the ultimate goal is to be married. I want to be in a relationship, but I don't have to be in a relationship tomorrow.
Gotcha.
And that means that I don't have to just date one person tomorrow.
Okay.
I can actually live in the dating pool for a while to see exactly what is out there and what I want and not try to rush into stuff. But also be upfront and honest with everybody, like I
Yeah.
was. And then when I notice that they're trying to make this shift of, okay, no, you don't really need to be dating anybody else, or saying it's okay to date other people, but da 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 da. When you can kind of tell that they really not comfortable with it, be like,
Yeah.
okay, maybe this not
Okay,
where I
so
should be.
so let's clarify because I think and we touched on this in a previous show, but I think one of the things is that we pause. I think one of the things is that like it's too. I think the interpretation is too open for interpretation when we talk about dating in this day and age. Like what are you considering dating, or what do you say? Like what does dating look like for you?
For me, I mean, I think people already heard me say it, but it ain't gonna change for me. So it's different phases of dating. I think dating, obviously, you need to be, you can see multiple people and just getting to know people as best as you can, and then eventually, out of those people, you will start dwindling it down. I think those options start eliminating themselves, and then you can have that conversation with the people that you're talking to. Okay, what are your goals, what's all this and this, and then eventually you start to circle in on that one person, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a relationship right away. You start focus on exclusively dating. That's when you're trying to get into the
Trying to get in
deeper
deeper, all right.
the deeper thoughts of each other, and maybe yeah, if you want to explore sexually, see if y'all bodies mesh and stuff, then you can do that then or before then. However you get down, I ain't doing no judging. And then have that conversation. Okay, do we want to make this an official relationship?
Yeah, because I think when like um the generation prior to us, I think when they talk about dating, I feel like they think that it's
Courting.
autom- automatically exclusive. Like I think that they think, okay, once we decide that we're going to entertain each other, then it's automatically exclusive to that one person.
Yeah, and it may just be because there's more options. You can find people online. Cities are getting a lot smaller. Parents aren't arranging relationships, introducing their kids to each other. Like, hey, what y'all think about each other and stuff. Now it's more like, okay, we can
Oh snap, Selena in the chat. What's up, Selena?
what's happening? So you can have those conversations where you can actually meet those people from a larger distance,
Yeah.
longer distance, however you want to say it. And you got your options. I mean, obviously there's more people in the world than there was then, even though birth rates are saying that we gonna die out, but still, um,
And
it's
that's
just
what's,
more options.
yeah. And so yeah, I think what it chat, y'all tell us what y'all think. When you think of dating, do you think that it's gonna, like, when you say dating or when dating is in your head, do you automatically mean exclusive, or do you think that we are open to see other people? Because when I feel like when we say dating, we mean, getting to know each other. So when it comes to you and her, y- I guess my next question is this: how big do you think compatibility is when it comes to, or how far do you get on in compatibility when it comes to, like, before you decide if you're getting exclusive?
Um, I really think it's just a vibe. Um, you can normally tell when somebody's getting antsy, and they'll give you their timeline. Like with her, she was like, "I can't see myself dating past the summer without being in a relationship." So that kind of forced me to start thinking, like, okay, what do I truly see this going? Like, is this a long haul deal? Okay, what are the things that I like, the things that I dislike?
Hmm.
What do I see that we're gonna have disagreements? Like, she likes to go on vacations for a week or something. I'm like, okay, after 3 days, I'm good.
Yeah, you are not a long vacation person, that's for sure.
Yeah. Is wanting to be a homebody. And what I'm learning is a lot of people that say that homebodies aren't really homebodies.
Nah,
They be
that's
out
facts.
a lot. I think
Facts.
that's gonna be a red flag of mine too. If a woman says she a homebody, she not a homebody. She be out.
Now, I was just about to ask, like, what's okay? So, incompatibility. What are your red flags? Like, yeah. So now,
Cheetah print, leopard print.
I feel like that's very specific, and I feel like that's a target. I feel like that's a target.
Well, I did I well.
I mean, where's the lie?
I had somebody that did. I was in a relationship with somebody that loved leopard print, cheetah print, whatever it's called.
And was always in it.
And then I started dating somebody that I met online, and she had it on all the time. I was like, oh shit. Um, I mean, outside of that, excessive drinking, um, addictive behaviors.
Okay.
Uh,
Ooh. All right. So, addictive behaviors. What does that look like? Because I feel like a lot of times, a lot of different things can be addictions, right?
mhm.
So are we talking about just in nature? Like, you see that this person can be, um like, is prone to addiction, or are we talking about specific things?
Nah, just in general. Like if every time I see you, we have to drink, or you have to drink, or you have to smoke, um, you have to wear a wig.
Gotcha.
Uh,
You you have to wear a wig is crazy.
nah, it's just those things like that. People that are
Yo, that's nuts.
people that are uh, and this is gonna sound crazy because you tell me that your love language is quality time,
Hmm.
but I think that somebody that is
Clingy. I
very
know. I think.
yeah,
Yeah, I
clingy,
know. I
like
know where you was going
all
with
up
that.
on you, um, is a sign. Which isn't. I mean, depending on who you with, it might be okay. With me, that's a red sign. I said a red sign, red flag, because I just need to. I have to be able to recharge and stuff. Like, and I need you to understand that, and I don't need you to feel like I'm pulling away or that I don't like you just because I don't want to be around you 24/7
Yeah.
or 6 hours of the day or 23. We can do 1 hour together, and then we'll be out.
We can, 23 is crazy, yo. We can do one out again. Oh, you're gonna be in one of the relationships that they be like, oh yeah, we married, we together, but it's it's we in separate places. We in separate houses. We got
I
you
don't.
gonna have to you gonna have to have one of them when you get into your forever home with your spouse. You're gonna have to have one of them houses to where like you can have an east and west wing.
I mean, that would be ideal. I don't even need that. I just need a
Selena,
qu- a, a quarter
Selena said, don't talk about them
a
wigs."
quarter of the a quarter of the room. Uh, just leave me in there. Just get me a corner and one of them Japanese dividers and box me in and just don't come in there. And I'll be like, all right, cool. But no, wigs. I don't dislike wigs. I just dislike wigs all the time. Like I want to be able to see my person, my woman, just as
Like if you
her.
got a house wig, that might be a little too much.
Yeah, like things like okay, you spend the night and
Spend the night.
I done put my mouth on you, but when you get ready to go to sleep, you tell me to turn around so you can put your bonnet on because you got to pull your wig off. Like that's like some like come on now. I let you see me and my head wasn't shaved. Like come on, like I let you see my titties. Like
I'll
that's
let you see my titties. Yo, hey, you gotta chill, bro.
like come on, just let's be it's a level of vulnerability with each other. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like I'll let you see my insecurities. Let me see your insecurities. I'm not going around and telling your secrets. Shout out to Miss Alicia Keys. Um, but just let me in. You know what I'm saying? Like
What's up, Celeste? Celeste in here.
it's a lesson here.
Yeah,
I already told her shit, I was gonna sling her shit next time she don't answer my phone call.
oh man, that's
Oh, that was you.
crazy.
That was you that sent me that real with the fishing line. It said next time
Oh,
you don't you don't pick up that phone.
next time. Yeah. Y'all hit the I think I pinned the link. Well, I ain't figured out how to pin it yet, but I will y'all hit the link if y'all want to come up. We just kicking it, man. We kicking it for my pre-birthday celebration. If y'all want to hit the link, please hit the link. Come on up. Um, but yeah, so
I'm gonna snatch that bitch like North Carolina.
switch it right. Now, what else? What else? What else do you think is what else is a red flag for you? When it now that you've gotten back on the scene and you've been on a few dates with a few different people, what else do you think is a red flag for you in this day and age?
Um,
Y'all hit the link.
damn, I'm going blank. I think I just said everything I had. I mean, I don't have too many. Um, just outside of habits that I just don't like.
Hmm.
Um, but also somebody that is combative. Um, I don't mind debate.
Just said you was thinking a lot.
I bet my wits end now. I'm just
I'm tired of this shit.
y'all gonna see me. I'm gonna have a crackhead next time. Be like, hey,
I'm gonna have a crackhead.
she
Yo,
stole, she stole,
I
she
got
stole,
I,
stole a laptop. But
I
hey,
got I got plenty of them for you off of Dawson Street. You can come on down to under the bridge, man.
nah, but yeah, just outside of like bad habits. That's it. Red flag. Sometimes definitely
Joe hit the link, bro. Hit the link. Y'all come on up.
the relationship that they have with their parents.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
What do you feel like that tells you about that person?
uh, a lot of times it can tell you if they actually had a stable home, if they've seen love work.
Okay.
If they haven't seen that, then it's kind of new territory. And obviously, it's everything's not going to be the same. But at least, do you have a blueprint of what you kind of want to follow,
Yeah.
or are you following what you see on TV? You trying to be Cardi B and Offset, or Jay Z and Beyonce, or
Right.
who else is out there? Angie Stone and yeah,
Yo,
R.I.P.
I'm about to kick you off the panel. I'm about to go ahead and kick you off the show because you out of line. But no, I get it. Like it's definitely one of those things where I think too many times, when you don't see that interaction at home, you do, think that social media is what, you know, relationships of life is supposed to be like. So I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying on that in that regards for sure.
You got well. I mean, you ain't really dating like that right now. You be
Red flags?
dipping your toe in, and you got too many red flags. You worse than me.
No. Well, maybe one of my you already know one of my biggest red flags.
Dark skin.
No, definitely not. The last one I was talking to was dark
Nah,
skin.
I ain't gonna do you like that.
Nah, it's definitely. I don't know, man. I think I'm out. I honestly think I'm out on the kids, man, because
Understand?
it's just um,
For
and
me right
it's
now, yeah, that's up there. It is. Go ahead, my brother.
it's honestly it's not for any other specific reason other than the fact that I move around when I want to move around. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? And I like to like I'm spontaneous. Like you already know, I'll get up on a Wednesday or Thursday and be like, hey, I want to go here, or hey, I want to drive down, somewhere in the state, or I want to, just do something random this weekend. And like when you have kids, that's not you can't just drop everything on a whim and do something. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Um, and that's the lifestyle I want to be able to live. Like that's how I want to be able to move. So, I think that therein lies an issue of compatibility because if that's what I want to do and because I'm going to do that, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna up and go um just when I feel like it. And so if you either can't do that or if you have a problem with me doing that, then that's easily gonna cause friction.
that makes sense. I mean, I'm in a position where I want to start my own family and everything. So, kids are somewhat a deal breaker for. Well, they are a deal breaker for me right now. Age is a deal breaker for me, just because I won't have multiple kids, and unfortunately, our counterparts don't have that large of a window as we do, because we can keep shooting until we can't
Yeah.
get it up no more. But it's a lot of women. There's very pretty. They have a lot of potential, but they just have kids, so it kind of shrinks everything down for you.
Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button, please. Please like. Like I said, if the link is in the chat, if you want to get on, Selena, I see you in the chat. Joe, I see you in the chat. Bro, come on up. Y'all talk. Come kick it with us on the Wednesday night for a little bit. But yeah, now, and see, and that's where a lot of people don't know that about us. Like, when they see us together, I think they associate like every single individual value to both of us.
Uh huh.
And I think that's what they don't know. Like, you actually want a family, like a big family. Um, like you are looking to have kids, and most likely within the next 5 years. And for me, on the other hand, I don't want kids. So that it's funny because I think when we go out, like people think that we would be a lot more similar in our ideologies, and we're actually not.
Yeah.
Like I think that people don't realize, like, we're I don't even think that in most instances that we would even go after the same woman. Cause I can only think right now. What's up, Jimbo? See that there we go. I don't even like cats. Cats are the devil.
I told him like I ain't gonna be fooling with your ass when I get old.
You gonna be right there in the nursing home, Ray.
Be with my kids, my wife.
Them kids gonna leave your ass in that nursing
I'm gonna
home.
drop the cat food off for you.
them, kids, them kids
Nigga.
gonna them kids gonna leave your ass in that
You
nursing
the
home.
dog, motherfucker.
Nah, yo, you know you gonna have them three kids. One of them ain't gonna fuck with you. They gonna come over take care of Unc.
I mean, that you
Be the,
statistically.
yes, statistically, one of them ain't gonna fuck with you. So that's the one that's gonna come take care of Aunt.
Nah, I think we like all three of me, my siblings, we fuck with our parents like that.
Yeah, me. Yeah. Well, I can't say that. I can't say that. You already know. Like, yeah, I can't say that.
I talked to somebody earlier today and stuff. I was posting some shit on Instagram and stuff, and she laughed at it and stuff, and she was trying to figure out what I was talking about. Then we just had a conversation about what I thought about her and stuff, because I'll be trying to put her down with my homeboys and stuff.
This is one of our friends or one of your friends.
One of my friends,
Okay.
but I like jokingly shot at her back in the day, and she kind of cussed me out and shit.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, nah, that's why I wouldn't do it. And then she used to be cool with one of my exes as well. So
Gotcha.
and stuff, but she said she's not that cool with her. But she said she just don't know if it would work. So I mean, I told her like you cute, but I just don't. Yeah, it's probably.
Well, I mean, you never know if you don't try.
Let me ask you this:
Okay.
Do you have people in the chat? Y'all can answer this too.
And some of y'all can get up on this panel because I see y'all hiding in the bushes.
Do you have a woman or a person for everybody else out there that you are attracted to, and they're a fantasy, but you would never actually talk to them because it may ruin the fantasy?
At this moment in time, no. In the past, yes. So, like, there is one chick that when we were in college, because I still have many of my friends from college,
Uh huh.
and so this one chick was uh dating one of my best friends,
Uh huh.
um, and like it's one of those things. So they ended up breaking up, but it's one of those things where like you can feel that there might be something there,
Hmm.
but neither one of you explore it because of the link to their past.
Yeah.
Definitely, that's happened like twice to me.
Okay. What about somebody that you don't really have a link with?
Uh
You just somebody you look at. It can even be like I'll wear their ass out, but I won't,
yes, yes,
just
yeah,
because I know the potential issues, or if it's not all that I want it to be, it's just gonna fuck everything up. Like let me go home and imagine and not actually act on this.
yeah. Yeah, no, um yeah, I do have definitely a couple that I would potentially, but because I know that we would have to see each other, on a regular basis. Um, yeah, it's it probably wouldn't be for the better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Let's see. What you call it? Say he back in the chat. Is that SBK?
Yeah, I'm trying to. I don't. I don't see him. I don't know. You see him?
In the chat, I can't see nobody in the chat.
No. I'm talking about. I think he's saying that he like in the background, but I don't see him. Bro, you talk? Are you talking about you clicked the link? Because I don't see you.
Oh shit, we got 500 people in the chat. What's up?
That's
500
crazy.
people watching.
That's crazy.
I see you, Ling Ling, in China.
Ling
Shout
Ling.
out to Mbatu
That's racist.
in in Africa.
that, that's racist.
Shout out to Finley. I see you. Great Britain. What time is it over there?
So I guess did I ask you already? What I guess what are you most what are you most looking forward to for the family reunion?
Um, I would say just being around family. I guess to say that obviously you got to meet my younger cousin, or one of my younger cousins, on my
Which
mom's
I didn't.
side.
I had no clue that she was younger than you.
Yes, she's about 6 months, maybe 4 or 5 months, something like that.
Okay,
Yeah. Uh, so it's she has an older brother, and then it's my sister, and then it's her sister, and then it's me, and then it's her,
gotcha.
and then the rest of just Darren. I guess Darren would be the youngest
Yeah,
on that side. Um, and you say you backstage?
yeah. I'm trying to figure it out. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, because they done changed this up.
Yeah,
Um, but this is gonna be, well, not obviously, but this is for my mom's dad's side. That we going down and stuff. So I'm excited to see my grandparent. I was gonna say grandparents. Oof, my grandpa, uh, and um, and the rest of my family and stuff, because it's from his generation. It's only him and his baby brother left.
there you go.
So excited to see them. Excited to see some of my cousins. I say some because all of them not gonna be there. Not just
Yeah,
like I'm excited to see some, just because I want to see some of them. And then just kind of tapping in, and finding out some more family history and stuff. I know you around this time. This is when you need to start getting those recipes and that lineage history,
yeah,
because they trying to take everything out the books and everything, but what I'm saying, pass some of this stuff down to us so we can continue to pass it down as well.
yeah.
Um, Excited to eat, drink, laugh, not think about Dallas for at least a weekend.
Yeah.
That's about it, man.
I'm trying to go ahead, keep going because I'm trying I'm trying to figure this out.
Well, I said that's about it, but all right, my brother.
Oh, I got it.
What's
I got
up?
it. I got it. I
I
got it.
see. I see you. What's happening, Sarah? Sarah in San Francisco.
What's good,
Okay.
bro?
I don't think you're here.
Nah, there you go.
Oh, there you go.
What's what's up, bro?
What's going on with you too?
Nothing much, man. Just kicking it on a Wednesday night, trying to do something a little different. We never really go live, so
Yeah, man. Salute to y'all. Exit up.
What's happening,
welcome up,
man?
brother. Welcome up, brother. What you got going on your channel? Tell the people about your channel.
Well, we always well, I got well, first of all, Friday, I just got off the phone with E just a few minutes ago. Shout out to It's Just ETV Assist. We'll have on our show Friday, we're having discussions.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's going to be Friday, 8 p.m. Central Time, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 uh, Eastern. So that's the Tap In podcast Friday. And since I done found out it's your birthday, man, I'm gonna have to do come up with something or whatever. So both of y'all can come up and or something. I know X, you might be out of town, but we can do
Yeah, he
something.
gonna be out of town, but I'm not gonna lie, I probably will be on.
Okay, okay, okay. So when are you free? Are you free? Um,
I'm not working again until Sunday.
Okay, I
oh
hit.
yeah, okay, okay. That's so good.
Yeah, so I got a little bit of time. Usually, like normally, and X knows this. Normally, I would be out of the country right now for my
Yeah,
birthday.
yeah.
But I got some stuff to get ready for career wise that is happening early August. So I'm staying put until after that.
Oh,
Gotcha. So you gonna be homeland then?
I will be home. I will be
Okay,
home.
okay. But yeah, so I since it's your birthday, I see. Um, how about you want? How about Sunday? You want to do some Sunday? How
I'm
about what?
work I'm working Sunday,
Okay. Well, how about
but
Saturday?
I'm off Saturday.
All right, got you.
Yeah, I'm out Saturday. I ain't got nothing on the schedule, so yeah, just hit me up and let me know.
Well,
But
hell Thursday. But hell Thursday. What about this coming Thursday? You good?
tomorrow,
Yeah.
I ain't doing shit tomorrow.
Okay. I hit you up. I hit you
Yeah,
up on.
just hit me up.
I hit you up.
Yeah, but so SBK tap in for us. So we talking about what? First of all, what's your definition of dating? And I think I saw you put it in the chat, but go ahead and tell us.
You just trying to get to know uh, said individual lady. That's my take about it. You know, you're just trying to get to know each other. Um, in that initial trying to get to know each other, you're just trying to like the likes, dislikes. You know what I mean? What you believe in, whether it's spiritually. Um, you don't want to talk to some psycho. You know what I'm saying?
Do y'all okay? This question is for both of y'all.
All right.
Do y'all think that that is now like is that gender based now? Like, do you have women that feel or do the women think the same way that we think? Because I feel like it's always a conversation, you know, saying that oh we can just date around, but then when somebody finds out that you dating other people, then it becomes a problem. So do y'all feel like that's just for us, or is that for everybody?
Go ahead, Ed.
uh, I think it's more on our side, but you can find a woman that's cool with it, and then in the same breath, you can have some guys that like, nah, it's just gonna be me and only me.
And ladies,
Uh,
y'all tap in the chat too. What is your definition of dating? Or y'all are more than welcome to hit the panel as well.
Well, I look at it this way: if I'm dating you and we're dating and we're trying to initially get to know each other and then over time, I want to say for maybe a few weeks. You know what I mean?
Selena said, "Yeah, y'all bad." What you mean, Selena?
What
Tell
you
us
talking about, man?
what's your
She al-
definition?
she already trolling. Time I get up, she already trolling hell. So I feel like y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, man. But if you kick it with somebody, you're still dating, trying to get to know someone in the initial few weeks or whatever. And if a girl, if I find out, a girl is going out with other people, then I'm like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, it is what it is. I mean,
You know,
and I think we talked about this maybe me and you SBK on a previous podcast
yeah.
like about communication. If you don't open up your mouth and say, all right, this is what I want and I want to be I want to be I want to be exclusive. If you not opening up your mouth and saying that, then what are we really talking about? Hold on, here we go. What's up? What's up, Selena? What's up, Selena? I knew when bro got up here, you was gonna get off here.
I
We
had to turn
can't.
the ad around. I had to turn the ad around.
Yeah.
What's up? Can you hear us, Selena?
Hello.
Yep, we can hear you.
Mm-mm.
I don't know if she can hear us.
She can't
Sound like
hear
she
us
was kind
though.
of like in the Matrix a little bit.
That's because she's about to get up here and say some
Put the
shit.
the mojo on her ass.
Selena, where you at? We up here. Can you hear us?
You might, Selena. It sounded like you was kind of like in the Matrix. You might need to drop down and come back up.
Yeah, she might have to refresh. But yeah, bro, what was you saying?
No, man. I was just saying. I agree with you. If I find out said individuals dating other people or whatever, I mean, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? There has to be some type of. She said, "I cannot hear y'all."
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
telling
she had
her
to drop down.
we can hear her.
Uh, but it's just like, man, I just feel like if you're dating somebody and you're trying to get to know each other, you gotta communicate, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You gotta communicate. But hold on though. Here's the thing though. If I see if a woman is reckless with it, you know what I mean. If a woman is reckless with it, that's a red flag to me, bro. You know what I mean? If you're reckless with because there's a reason why you're reckless.
Hello.
Yeah,
There you
yeah. Can you hear us? I
She
think
don't blow
we
out the speakers.
Selena,
Turn
can
your
you
radio down.
Alma, turn your pack up.
shit,
Yeah. But you bro, what you mean reckless?
man. If you reckless with it, and I find out, you hoeing
Oh,
with
if
it.
you
You know what I
oh
mean?
okay, okay,
You
okay.
hoeing with it. You know what I'm saying? You getting down with the crew and the lawn man and the fucking shit, the post office man, shit. Then I have to move around differently. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got
So,
you.
but
So like, is there a limit to how many people they can date before you like? All right, nah, I'm
man,
in your
That's a good
rotation
question.
now.
that's a good question, man. But see, that's what
What
I'm
is that?
saying. There comes it has to come to a level to where it's like, if you're reckless with it, and you just like, I don't know. If you want attention and that's the reason why you're doing it, that's a red flag. You know what I
But the
mean?
question is, when you know that in advance, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Man, sometimes, bro, people they're so slick with it these days, bro. You know what I mean? But then again, it always comes out. But a lot of times you can tell. You can tell whether or not in the beginning. But a lot of
Mm.
people have that talk game, man. A
yeah.
lot of
Just
women
be
have that
be
talk game.
walking around, they be like, "That's your girl." Yep. All right.
Hey, y'all! I didn't have that happen to me. He was like, man,
Wait, story time. Now you got to tell us about it.
I was talking to somebody one time and brought around the family,
Well, I
and
can't hear you guys,
oh,
so
there
I'm
you go.
hearing music. I'm not hearing a person or people.
You hear
So I don't
music?
know what's going on. So I'm gonna drive down because I can't
Yeah,
even.
We can hear you now.
yeah. Drop down and come back
What's
up.
this music
I don't know what's going on.
What's about?
Don't do nothing nasty while you on the phone. Over there farting and shit.
Oh,
She said she heard music.
yeah,
She must got a Apple
yeah. I
Play
don't. I
on the
mean,
phone.
I could hear that she could hear the show music, but I don't know where it was coming from because we wasn't playing it.
We can got it.
um, bro, what did it look like when you joined? Because I know it was saying that you was backstage. You were
Um,
saying that you.
I had that was my fault,
Oh,
y'all.
okay, okay,
I
okay.
was on I was on our tap in thing, and on my phone I was talking to y'all on the chat, but then whenever I got on my laptop, um, I was in the tap in account, so I had to switch accounts.
I got you. Okay, okay. Yeah, Selena, see if you can hit if you can hit the link again, if you can come up on the link. But yeah, yeah, I don't know why it is such a why it's such a disconnect. I think the biggest thing is that it's a disconnect. You know, when it comes to us and them.
Yeah. Why do you feel it's a disconnect? Because of mainly because of the communication uh,
Um,
barrier, or what do you think?
I don't even know exactly if it's that or if it's because, a lot of people say that they want something, but then, once that something happens, uh
All right, last time.
yeah, now I gotta hold on, Selena. Now I gotta figure out how to. But yeah, yeah, I don't know if it's that if it's the fact that um
Oh, okay.
what's she what's going on with hers.
I don't know what she got going on. Now I'm hearing.
Yeah, I can't hear the music. Uh, Selena, I don't know. I don't know what you got going on. Let me mute that real quick. But yeah, so what? I don't know if it's necessarily the fact that it's a disconnect in communication, or I don't. Well, I don't think it's necessarily a disconnect. I think it's necessarily lack of communication, right? Because uh most people just won't say that you know they are wanting uh like what they're particularly wanting out of a situation versus just expecting it to be what it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right, right.
X, what
Um,
you think?
Um, I think everybody starts off saying what the other person wants to hear instead of actually keeping it real, and not enough check-ins. You gotta do your little waypoints. Be like, all right, we at this stage. All right, how you feeling? Because a lot of people start moving a certain way, and they haven't checked with the other person to figure
Gotcha.
if they trying to move the same way. Now y'all in two different phases, and
Yeah.
that's where it get all jacked up. People try to start trying to move in with you and shit, and be like, all right, what's going on?
Yeah.
Leaving shit at your apartment. Be like, nah, nah, we ain't talk about that.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree.
At least I think that was the question. I got kind of sidetracked.
Yeah, yeah, bro, we was talking about red flags. What is a couple of your red flags when it comes to like what do you just see and be like, yeah, no, I'm gonna have to take a back seat to that.
Somebody that's wants attention all the time, and what I mean by attention, you want to be the center of attention by just constantly talking out of turn. I don't like no woman like that, man. I don't like a woman that just talks out of turn or disrespectful with it. You know what I mean? Um, so another
Go ahead.
and
I don't know what Selena got going on. I can't. She's in the
she's in the chat. She's in the back chat, but
yeah, but I don't know why she's hearing music. Selena, on your end, see if you can. Hold on, let me see.
maybe is she on her phone, or I wonder if she's on her phone or
Yeah, Selena, can you hear us? Yeah, it's just playing. I don't know.
Shout
Yeah,
out
what
to
she
Hop for the music.
yeah, shout out to Hop. Yeah, man. But go ahead, bro.
no. Yeah, that's one of those things. Another red flag is let me see. They put me on the spot. I'm like, X, now I got to think about it.
I know it when I see it.
I know, yeah, exactly. I know when I see it. It's man, like I said, I don't like a loud. It has its place. You know what I'm saying? But I just don't like a woman that's just wants to be a center of attention when you're. I don't like stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Okay. Separate topic. Because we talked about this earlier, earlier this week. So when it comes to accountability,
Mhm.
where do you feel? Do you feel like anybody's able to hold you accountable, or do you feel like that's only reserved uh, for certain? Like, do you feel like you hear criticism about yourself from certain people, and you just be like, "Man, shut the fuck up," and then you hear it from other people, and you be like, "Yeah, I can see that I do that."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's everybody. That's everybody. I think anybody can criticize you. Uh, Now if you accept it from them, that's a different story.
Yeah. What do you think that and is it levels to what somebody can tell you? Because like, so for instance, I'll give you the backstory. SBK. So we was
Okay.
talking earlier this week, and I was just like, man, because every now and again, especially around this time for my birthday, I do self-reflection, and I think that's important. For us just as adults, ever so often to check in with yourself and see what's going on. And so I asked him a question because he's one of the few people that know me very well. And I was like, man, do you think that if you tell me something, do I take the criticism well? Do you feel like you're able to hold me accountable? Do you feel like I respond well or I receive it well when you tell me something? And so I guess that's my question. Like, who is responsible for holding you accountable? Like, who do you see that can like just tell you anything?
The ones that can tell me just anything, they know who they are. You know what I mean? And they hold me accountable. And 9 times out of 10, if I'm wrong, they're gonna hold me accountable to some to something that I done fucked up, and I need to get on the ball. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But in every situation, you know what I mean. It just I consider the source. You know what I mean. Just like X said, everybody's going. That everybody from each corner is going to start criticizing you. But I look at it as this way: you consider the source of where it's coming from. I'm like, man, I'm trying to hear that shit you talking about because whatever you talking about, that's not reality.
Yeah.
And I consider the source. But those people that are close to me and they've been with me thick and thin, and I might buck, you know what I mean? I might like, man, but I know that I'll humble myself in the end and like say, man, yeah, that she's right, he's right, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
On the ball, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't like that, you know what I mean? Regardless of
Hmm.
where it comes from, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's the way I look at it, though. But you got to consider the source of where the criticism and the accountable. I call it criticism. It's not really criticism, but you got to consider the source of who is holding you accountable and why they're holding you accountable. You
Yeah.
know? So
What
she
about
said,
you, X?
are y'all muting me?"
Oh no, I got you. um, it's yeah. I mean, I echo those same sentiments. I mean, ultimately, you have to hold yourself accountable. You just got to take whatever somebody's saying and just kind of decipher through it, even if it comes from the wrong source. If you can go back after you done cussing them out and look at it, you might be able to say, you know what, they was right. I
Yeah.
did do something.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna let them know that they was right, but I'm a black. But
Facts.
just the closer circle, they can actually talk to me a certain way,
Yeah.
um, without me reacting. Is she playing
I
music?
no, she that's the show music, but I don't know why it's coming up on. Let me see if we add her. Selena, do you have
She got she,
Weird.
Okay, can now you hear us now?
can you hear us now, Selena? We can
Yo,
we
this is weird.
we can hear you.
Frustrated.
Really weird.
We can hear you,
I got
Selena.
this is a messed up system.
Selena, you don't have your YouTube in the background, do you?
I don't think she can hear us.
I don't think she can hear us.
You got your
Yeah,
mic set
she
up right?
yeah, I don't know what she
She might have to stay source going through. All right, well,
but yeah. So do y'all think sometimes it get to a point like what do you allow like once you finally admit that you know somebody was right or one of somebody that you um actually hold a dear regard for once you figure out that they was right, do you admit that? Is that something that you can admit?
Not off the bat. Not off the bat. Shit, I got pride, bro. Fuck that. I ain't gonna.
yeah, it depends on who it is.
It
Depends on who it
depends
is.
on who it is, yeah. But I might come back like, hey man, players fuck up too. You know what I mean?
For sure, for sure,
Hey,
for
so
sure.
but man, look. In all, I don't know if y'all agree, but can't nobody talk to me any type of way though. You know what I mean? You gotta
Oh
leave.
no.
Oh, for sure.
You gotta leave with respect if you're gonna if you're gonna check me respectfully. You know what I'm saying? Because if I check you, it's gonna be in a respectful manner. But all in all, man, I'm not going to take anybody that's talking me crazy. But I know myself though. If I'm wrong, man, I'm gonna come back. It might not be right then and there, but I'm gonna come back and say, "Damn, Selena all over the place, literally."
Yeah.
I wonder if she's I wonder if she's on her phone trying to do it.
I have no clue what's going on. I feel like EV Mux is a different platform too. So it kind of takes a little getting used to.
Yeah,
A lot of their stuff like you have it's really customizable.
yeah.
But it's like a learning curve when you start working on it.
It looks pretty simple though, man. It's kind of it's similar to StreamYard or Stream, whatever.
Yeah, but we're looking at it from the studio side, so I
Right.
have no clue of what it looks like um from the aspect of like when somebody clicks on it and they come up from the link.
Right.
Uh but yeah, I mean I would assume that it would be the same thing. Joe, come on up so you can tell us
Yeah.
you can tell us how and I want to hear from Joe too because I know behind the scenes definitely her and you have probably had some knockdown dragouts as me and X have, man. It's like
I don't have to check her. I'll check that. I'd have to check her. She'd have to check me. You know what I mean? But Joe is a. I wish she would come up, man. But the thing about it is that with her, Joe is always going to come at you out of love and respect,
yeah.
and the truth might hurt, and you might have some a bullshit ass excuse, but she's always going to lead with respect. So that's one thing I respect about her. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? She's not going to ever tell you anything that's going to hurt you. Now she might tell you some stuff that you. Now, Joe, I'm not going to go that route because of such. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And but it's always in a good space with her. You know what I mean? But other people, no.
Yeah, I think because like even because there are definitely been times that me and X have had arguments to the point to where like we've had an argument in public to the point to where people was like y'all good, and then 20 minutes later we drinking and chilling. So
Yeah,
we react to each other like genuine brothers. Like I have two brothers and two biological brothers and we act the same way, you know what I'm saying? Like we can get into it 1 minute because again, like you said, I think most of the time when you have criticism from that particular source, whether you're receiving criticism or you're giving criticism, it's always in love. You know what I'm saying? It's never in a malicious way. It's never, trying to degrade or berate somebody.
Right.
So I think that when both parties know that that's what's behind it, it becomes easier to have a conversation and easier to receive criticism.
Facts, facts. And you and I have talked behind the scenes. You and I, Jimbo's in chat. We talked about accountability before. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't want to hold themselves accountable, and they'll
Yeah,
find every excuse in the book to say, "Well, the reason why I said this, the reason why I did this," but you sometimes a lot of people, bros, you know, they write a lot of checks that their ass can't cash. You know what I'm saying? So I've told a lot of people, behind the scenes, look, I can't save your ass. You know what I'm saying? Pause. I can't save you. I can't save you all the time because, you know, you can't make excuses for people,
right,
not
right.
holding themselves accountable.
Yeah,
I mean, because in the long run, that's gonna get you hurt, man. It's gonna
yeah,
get
yeah,
you,
yeah, yeah.
and that's just what that is.
Yeah, I think a lot of times people get to talking reckless, and we all know it. You know, especially when it comes to social media and when it comes to, these YouTube streets, and when it comes to all of this content creating, or, getting up on Instagram or getting up on TikTok. Like, a lot of people feel like that gives them the right, because they're looking at a computer screen, or because they are typing, behind the scenes, that, just I think a lot of people say a lot of shit because they know that you can't reach out and touch them,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and they wouldn't have that same energy,
No,
if you could get that location. Joe said, but I'm an emotional being, and that annoys out of some folks. But if I give a fuck, it's coming from a loving place, therefore it happens. I know this because when I don't give a fuck, I check out and don't try. I get you, Joe, because let me tell you. Let me tell you. And X knows this about me. He knows that I have a couple of people on this list. If I get to a point to where I do not fuck with you, which I don't get to that point often. It takes a lot for me to get to the point because I already don't have a lot of people that I fuck with like that.
yeah.
So if I get to the point to where I do not fuck with you, I will literally forget that you exist. Like, X knows this. You will literally be dead to me. Like, we can be in the same room and I won't pay you no mind. And a
It's
lot of people,
Can't do it.
you said what you say, X?
I can't do it. Well, I
Why?
take that back. I take that back. I did to somebody earlier this year. I act like she didn't exist and try
Why?
to work it
But
out.
why do you initially? Why do you feel like you initially felt like you couldn't do it?
Just the way I was raised. It's the Christian in me. Southern hospitality.
I got
I'll
we.
speak and then I'll be on my way.
Oh nah, I got, bro. SBK. I have people that I will literally not speak to.
Me too. I don't think you're wrong on that.
I
If
don't
you,
think I'm wrong on that either.
you're not wrong on that because
You're not.
the reason why I'm like that, I won't ever speak to a person again. I don't fuck with you. I might, if if I see you out and about, you know what I mean? Because in order for me to get that way, you done really crossed the line.
Nah, for real.
You done really crossed the line. If you done ran your mouth, lied, started some shit.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't really deal with people like that. You
yeah,
know what I mean? And so when you and not and 9 times out of 10, people like that, whatever, they got a bad rapport with other folks, and they're known to do shit like that.
yeah,
You know, they don't have the ability to communicate properly. They don't have the ability to get along with people or have relationships or whatever. They just have whole fucking cemetery of people that just are dead to them. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't I don't feel like that's wrong. You know what I mean? I have several people that I do that way. You know,
I don't know
Oh yeah, I
what you.
can't see it.
he's trying to show something.
Yeah, he got that virtual background on, and
Oh,
what are you? We still can't see it.
a little bit. I see a woman's figure.
Is that who's there to you? I,
On that rug roll, I
we
know.
can't see that shit, fool.
Nah, somebody popped up on my day nap.
Oh,
Oh shit, hold on. I think I accidentally swiped on somebody. Oh shit.
what you get for being a dumbass?
Oh shit.
Yeah, no. But I just so tell me what you feel about this, bro. Because X already knows how I feel about it. I feel like if you okay, so we talk about red flags, right?
Okay,
A red flag for me is if your circle is too large. That's a
I
red flag for me.
I totally agree because I have to teach my daughter this, y'all. You know what I mean? I'm glad that we share the same sentiments on this because not everybody is your friend, man. Not every you shouldn't be hanging with. I don't have a large circle. I don't fool with everybody. You know what I mean? If I really don't fool with a lot of people on social media. You know what I mean? I might be behind. Well, when it comes to social media, there's only a certain amount of people that have my number, or you could call me anytime. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah.
Um, so I see that as a red flag as well because Joe, you need to turn your TV off in the background.
We about she ain't even had a jet, but we about to,
They tripping, man. But no, I totally agree with that. You know what I mean? You got a large circle. Who who this Mickey Ficky? Who this
yeah,
fool
yeah,
here?
yeah,
I ain't like that. You know what I
yeah,
mean? It's not
yeah.
that I'm
No,
a homebody or anything like that. It's just
You doing something right now?
we add no. Give me a
trying
second.
to add you.
Yeah. What's up, Joe?
I can't hear y'all. Can y'all
Why?
hear me?
Oh,
Yep, we can hear
Yep,
you.
we hear
yep,
you.
You can hear me.
yep.
Hmm. Why can't I hear y'all? Oh, I see myself up on the screen.
We can definitely hear you.
What is
Um,
your what's your speaker setting
Um,
on?
Look at
I
your
think
setting.
she. Yeah, I think she
does
on
it
the phone.
work? Maybe I need to go on my computer.
Yep.
I know I look stupid. Look at that.
Go to your computer.
I'm on my phone. Maybe I should go on my laptop.
Yeah, maybe this is one of those platforms that you have to be on your
I
laptop
think
for.
so because it kind of yeah.
Yeah, this might be. This might be. Yeah,
Yeah,
this might be.
like I
This
said,
might. I think the. I think this might be one of those platforms that.
not compatible with your phone.
Yeah, I think it definitely might be one of those platforms that you have to be. Uh, but yeah, yeah. You said you was telling you was having to teach your daughter that.
I teach my daughter that, you know what I mean? As far as like, oh, that's my friend this, my friend that. I'm like, why is that your friend?
Right.
Why do you keep saying that that's your friend? And whenever I'm listening to her, I'm like, baby, just because, you know, they're asking you for this and you giving them that, that's not your
Yeah.
friend. You know
Yeah.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, we've had that conversation before. You know what I mean? I said, you don't call everybody your friend.
Yeah.
Not everybody is your friend. You know?
Yeah. No, I think a lot of times, and this is even in regards to family. I think a lot of times we have to. Um, I think a lot of times we have to disseminate between who is really there for us and who is using us, right? Because I
Yep.
think a lot of times we get into and have relationships that are one-sided and are only beneficial to the other person
Yep.
because of the type of people that we are, you know what I'm saying? And
Yep.
I think that a lot of people, some people take advantage of that, uh, you know, because they know that we're giving. Like I feel like all three of us, we're giving people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, like I said, that I think that comes with family as well. Like I had a couple of family members that I had to cut off, and get to a certain point to where we just don't speak on a regular basis,
Mhm.
because I felt like even in family I felt like it was one-sided, you
Oh
know.
yeah, oh yeah. I got some family members that way too. They, they talk. They're one way in my face, and then come to find out, oh man, he thinks he's better than he thinks he's this, he thinks he's that. I'm okay, I'll fix you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And the said family members that has said things about me. I've taken out money out of my pocket.
right.
Not, you know what I'm saying? It's not that I don't did them wrong. I've actually done right by those said individuals. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It speaks
Yeah,
for it.
yeah, and that's crazy, man. Because I feel like when it comes to family, X, we can figure that out later. When it comes to family, I think that it's one of those things that it always baffles me, man. Like the same people that
You ain't talking about shit. Stop texting me.
you would do so much for, um, them be the same people that would do you the worst.
They do you the worst. They always do. You know what I mean? And so it all goes back to what you were talking about. I'm a giving person. I give you shirt off my back. I'm gonna check up on you. You know what I mean? I'm going to support you in any way I can. But those type of people, they're not going to do the same.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And a lot of times it has. I've had to learn the hard way, man. I've had to learn the hard way to just you know being giving and all that didn't work out for me. So you know
yeah,
I pick and choose, so to speak. You know.
yeah, yeah. Nah, it's so yeah. I think what would be when you're talking. What's your personal idea circle? Like how many people? Because I Black Ice in the chat said 3 to 4 people in your circle.
I'm with Black Ice, 3 to 4 people, because there's going to be just 3 or 4 people that hey, you need me to do this for you. They know exactly what you need without you even asking, or they got your they are lock and step in your life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And they know when you're going through things.
yeah,
They know when they just know. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
and
yeah,
vice
yeah,
versa. And so because of that, those I for me it's only like three people. You know what I mean? About 3 or 4 people. You know what
yeah,
I mean? And each one of those people, they have uh they have been there for me. You know what I mean?
yeah. Yeah. X, what you think?
Um, it fluctuates. Depends on how I'm feeling. I can have as many as 2 people or as many as 15.
As many as 2 is crazy.
It just depends. I mean, sometimes people just float into your life for a certain season.
How
Yeah,
come I can't hear?
Um, so you can have them in there and then kick them out. Um, y'all was calling me right now. Um,
yeah. I don't. I literally just told her we was on live.
so yeah, it could always change.
Mute,
You got mute your TV, Joe.
mute your TV.
I thought it was me. I was like, oh shit.
No, that was her.
Um,
What's up, Joe? Can you hear us now?
Did it mute for you?
We can
Yeah,
hear you.
we can hear you.
Yeah, I can. I had my laptop muted.
Okay, yeah. We can hear you. What's up, Joe?
Y'all can hear real good because I put the TV down to 4.
Oh, well, maybe it was your laptop when you first got on.
I don't know. Hey, y'all been out on for a minute. That's good. That's good. I'm proud of y'all.
Yeah. We trying to, if I can get X to stop trying to multitask because he can't multitask. Uh, Then
brother. When I need to be asked the question, I got you. I can do things multiple times. You
you
just
can't. You can't. You can't. It's a
Hold
straight.
on.
what have you asked me?
This is
I
that
have
What
a
have
mechanic.
you
question
asked me?
for
What have
X.
you asked me?
Go ahead,
Huh?
Joe.
Okay. Can I ask you? I couldn't because I told you. Hey, Jimbo.
Go ahead, Joe.
Why would you just stop the mid sentence?
Why did you stop?
Because my thing is like real behind. Do you
Is
hear
what?
that?
No,
No,
we can't. No.
you good.
On from it. Hold on, yeah.
Do you have
Oh, it was my
YouTube?
yes. Why
Or
is you
just mute it. Mute it. Mute your
twice?
YouTube on your laptop.
Oh, so it can't have YouTube. So what? Where are y'all then? Oh,
You're Evie
you're on
Bucks.
my browser.
Okay, so
Got
we
YouTube.
we figured out that a lot of EV Mux be user error. Okay. So Selena,
It was me, y'all. It was me.
Nah, what I was doing
Jimbo said,
earlier,
I
I
"What
was
was
the
on
hell?"
here.
hearing y'all twice. I was like, what is going on?
I
Jimbo,
was
don't be
I was on the
laughing. What the
phone
hell?
too.
Don't
I
be
was on the phone
laughing.
trying to figure out what was going on with the music, but you can't hear it. I think it's got to do something with what your audio is.
Yes, it was I had YouTube on in the background. Sorry. My bad. My bad. My bad.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
But I did want to ask X a question. So I
Moi.
had y'all up on my TV while I was trying to get my laptop, trying to get situated.
Okay.
And I saw X showing a girl. Who's that X? I'm all
No,
nosy.
it was just somebody in my
You lie. Look at
on the
him.
dating. It was just somebody on the dating app. That was somebody that was on Facebook. Not
Oh,
Facebook
so
dating.
You
that
know,
wasn't Miss 200.
No,
No,
no, no.
I keep asking about Miss 200.
Miss 200 is crazy.
Y'all will never see
Dang
her.
it. Okay,
I've
okay.
I've already seen Miss 200.
Oh, and she didn't like being around you because you were too rowdy? No, I'm joking.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Well, now, because he called her a white girl.
I did not. I did not call her a white girl.
Nah,
I
he
did
said she
not.
has a white name.
Is
She does.
there is there
What was?
such thing
Oh,
as a
Where was the lie?
Celeste? Hi, Celeste. You remember me?
What's up, Celeste?
Probably not.
Um,
She
she
was
doesn't
zooted out
remember.
her mind that night.
Oh, I wanted to ask a question though. Um, y'all, the way you described her, she said, "Hey, girl." The way you described her, I've heard a man be described that way, and they call him a certain name that I don't want to call out here because I don't want to be rude, but he knows what I'm talking about. Whoever
A
is
bitch,
is there
a
such
hoe.
thing as a woman like that?
What's the word?
No, I ain't saying it on live.
Type it in the private chat.
Well, I don't even know how to use this thing.
you might as well just say it, bro.
Because I'm confused too.
I,
Because if you don't say it, I'm just gonna yell out everything I can ever
you
think
just
of.
Oh,
start
hoe ass, trick ass, slow that.
Y'all know. Oh, I figured it out. I figured it out. Is there such thing as that for a woman?
Is there such thing
Oh,
as
yeah. I
Oh, okay.
guess
That's what you described her as to me.
no, 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 no. I wouldn't describe it as that. No. I don't throw that on people.
I
Okay.
will
Unless
admit,
unless you like
I will.
that'll be that's reserved for people that
that's reserved for
just
somebody? Never mind.
For real.
just like
Can a woman be described that way though?
totally just down
Yes.
on
Yeah,
black
we
people
we know a woman
on
that we know a woman. Yes.
this guy.
I know plenty of them. Shit. I,
This
Really?
guy.
oh, man.
Yes. Yes. I think that when it comes to um what would you describe that as? Like, how would you describe that? Uh, when it comes to like being a coon or being a Uncle Tom or being a
Bed winch.
Well,
I don't think
Or
that's
a
discriminatory. Like,
nanny.
yeah, I think that that can be described as yeah, I mean you saw the post I put a couple of weeks ago. Like, I'm not arguing with nobody Harriet Tubman with a shot. I'm not we're not having an argument because why am I losing brain cells? I, it's funny, man. And SBK, when you doing that panel, that's the question. because
Hey, hey,
the political panel.
mm.
Joe and I have been discussing that. I just got done talking to E. Pretty soon, bro, I'm gonna start promoting it.
Wait. You just got done talking to you about what? Because I know she's not gonna be on the panel.
Nah, she ain't coming, bro. You know what I mean? Right, she cussed me out again. You know what I mean?
Did you show her? Yeah, he's been preparing stuff for it too.
Yeah, we've been preparing for stuff for it. And she's like, when are you gonna do your? And I was like, then she gonna cuss me out. She probably listening in the background. I said, I said, I said, yeah. I said I'm doing it pretty soon. And I said, if y'all listen to the end of the tap in this past Friday, we're actually talking about it. And Urban said something about as long as there's some decorum and all that. And I'm like, man, you ninjas are talking about decorum or whatever whenever somebody pushes back on y'all. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, I think that they just don't like to
push back.
Yeah, well, they don't like pushback, and then they don't like to be grouped in. To It's funny because they don't like to be grouped into things that they're aligning themselves with. Like, you can't align yourself with something and then get mad that somebody has called out that alignment.
Facts. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to call out both sides. You know what I mean? But the thing about it is that, you know, it's all about accountability. Again, you know what I'm saying? It's all about accountability. We just talked about accountability, bros. You know what I'm saying? And so if you are aligning yourself, which you don't want to, you don't want to say, oh, I'm not. But if you want to align yourself with said party,
Right.
and said party are being called out and being proved wrong about certain things, you know what I mean? Then what's wrong with answering up?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, my thing right now is we are 7 months in, or I'll say 6. We're 6 months in.
Yep.
We can't continue to talk about somebody that is not in office or never made office. Now we are having to be responsible for the way we voted and who is in office now and what that current administration is doing. Like, we can't continue to go back and say, oh, but Biden, or oh, but Harris, or oh, but okay, you felt that way in December. That's fine. Now in July of 2025, you got to defend what's been coming out of Pennsylvania Ave.
And the thing about it is, and like I said, I just got cussed out. You know, that's why I got mad at you and cussed you out the last time because you wasn't. I'm like, look, man, let's talk about right now.
Right now.
Like, right now, there are no Democrats ain't running shit.
Not shit.
You know what I'm saying? So you're talking about what Democrats and leftists are pushing back on. Y'all are running shit. You got what you voted for.
Right.
It doesn't matter if they push back. They don't have.
It doesn't matter if you push back. So if you are following said agenda, my question is, and Joe knows this to be true, bros. I don't take sides on none of these folks. You know what I'm saying? I call out the left and I call out the right. But it just so we are basically the left is not running shit. You know what I'm saying? They're not running a damn thing. So you push the narrative, you push the agenda, everything. If you remember, we had that "Who You With" panel, right?
Yeah,
We talked about the Project 2025, right? So everything on Project,
that they said he knew nothing about.
he
Remember,
said he said he knew nothing about, right?
They got a checklist.
A
There's
whole
a checklist. Exactly, X, exactly. So why is it that people don't want to talk about that?
Why do we? It's such a.
Bro, what the hell?
I think that was X.
Oh, that's X.
It's
Why is
it's
it always joke?
I have to blame somebody.
nah. It's such a like they love to shift the goalpost, right? Because first it was nothing. We know he knows nothing about Project 2025 and he has nothing to do with it. And then all of Project 2025 starts getting enacted. And then it's they're gonna release the Epstein files, and the Epstein files was such a big fuss, right? From the Republican side, that was such a big fuss. And then once he got in office, oh yeah, we have a copy of she literally said
It's
we
on my
have a
desk.
copy of it. A copy of it is on my desk. Ain't that what she said?
What she said. And then
Now, what she say
what I
last
really
week?
need to say was
What she said last week? What she said last week was, "Oh, now we've come to the realization of the conclusion after investigation that there is no Epstein list. Get the fuck out of here. Get the and if you are sitting here, if you are sitting here supporting these people, not even the fact that you felt like that was the right decision, right? Fine. You in December you felt like that was the right decision. I see your list, Joe. But
It's
now
like blank. It's blank.
now in July of 2025, if you're not going back and saying maybe I was wrong on some of this, you are in denial.
you very much in the what the hell?
X, I could hear that. I could hear that in your background, but we couldn't hear it on the
I
show.
hear it.
I heard that too.
we gon' we gon' we gonna start using the sound effects from the yeah. Yeah, if you're not if you can't, like, something is really wrong, and that's why people equate it to being in the cult, because something is really wrong um when you can literally see that he for the people that did vote that way, he's going against what you voted for. Like, literally all of the things that you said that you were voting for and all of the things that we had discussions and debates on, he's double back on all of that. And if you cannot now come back and be accountable for that, then you're part of the problem that we're talking about.
But wait, hold on. I gotta give, over here, this one said he's not gonna be accountable. He's not gonna say anything. He has too much pride. So that's what they got. They got too much pride to be accountable now.
Yeah, but you can't be loud and proud. That's the issue. Like, when you were so loud, like I'm gonna take my licks in private, because I have the issues that we had for the most part are gonna be in private. Now, if it was something that I know for a fact that I was just fucking loud and wrong about, I gotta walk that back. I gotta walk it back as loud as I walked
You
it
got to move to
forward.
North Dakota.
You said what?
They
You got to move to North Dakota. That's all it is.
Because when it came, and here's another thing. Number one, I don't know when. I don't know about y'all, but I see on social media, like, I have never heard some people talk about politics a day in their life. and then when everything came around, it was, oh, you was so against, like, everybody talks about the Obama administration or the Biden administration, and we waited until the election, this past election, or now, to say how much you disapproved of when Obama and Biden, and specifically Obama, because now you're talking about you had an issue with Obama. You talking about you had an issue with a man that was in office 12 years ago.
Right.
Where was you talking about this shit 12 years ago?
Oh, they was talking about it.
Who? Not the people that we know.
Well, no, not them. It was,
That's what I'm saying. Oh, well, of course, you know, you know, the motherfucker was talking about it. That's they talk about Ironheart just because they.
let me ask y'all
We can't
something
have shit.
that I'm noticing. Have y'all seen an uptick of people calling black women men?
Oh, yeah, like on the
Heard
trans
that.
shit.
I feel like it kind of started with Michelle Obama,
Yeah,
and now it's just going everywhere.
I think they've gotten way too comfortable, and I think they gotten way too comfortable because we as black men allow the shit to happen.
Yeah.
Like,
I've heard that though when there's single women and like the Father's Day thing and they consider themselves carrying both roles. That's when I've heard it.
oh well,
And
that's a different story because I got mad on SBK's panel on Father's Day. That shit, I'm brother, that shit pissed me off. I'm not gonna lie. Because I can't stand for a woman to try to take, and granted, I understand that we have single mothers out there that are doing, they are their child's 100%. They are their child's everything. I get that. Kudos to you, and we celebrated you on Mother's Day. Kudos. Father's Day is not to bash men that are not fathers. Father's Day is to acknowledge good brothers like my brother SBK, like my brother Jimbo, that are good fathers and try to be good fathers and do the right thing on a day-to-day basis for um their children. You know what I'm saying? This is not people that try to that day is not to bash people that I am Jimbo. So, that day is not to bash people, bash the men that aren't being fathers, and that day is not to celebrate or glorify the women that are single mothers. That day is to acknowledge those men that are out there doing what they're supposed to be doing.
It's a programming, bro.
It
I think
is.
it's a programming to where we always, for years and years and years, we said that Caucasian people look at us as um, families being broken,
Mhm.
families being raised by the mothers, and just the mothers alone, and all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And
Which
so
they created most of that, if we want to talk about it.
that's another story in itself. So, but it's a programming, bro. It's a programming amongst our own people. You know what I mean? And so, and that's sad. You know what I mean? It's sad because there's a lot of us out here that that are really, really doing our best to raise our children to
Yeah.
be productive citizens.
Yeah.
But yet, still, whenever we tell our story, if I tell my story or whatever, there's always going to be someone that's going to doubt me or trying to say, yeah,
Yeah.
but, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? What does he really, really raise his daughter alone?
That part, man, they always try to discredit a good father. And
I,
and and let's go out I'll go further on that limb. Um a lot of women put themselves in that single mother role because they deny the father the right or the privilege of being in their child's life when the father is trying to,
right, right,
because you are bitter or you're vindictive that you and the father didn't work out. That don't have shit to do with that kid. So you can't call somebody a deadbeat because you're preventing them from being in your child's life. That's on your ass.
Facts. Facts. Facts.
So I don't like the women in my family already know. I'm not gonna let you run around on Father's Day talking about Happy Father's Day to me, bitch. Shut up. I'm sorry, girl. Shut up. Shut your ass up. This ain't about you. We got some good fathers in our family. We gonna celebrate them on this day.
Yeah, man. But you know that, like I said, that's just a programming, you know, and it's sad, bro. It's really sad, you know. And but there's, you know, but kudos to the women that do have that give real fathers credit and then are respectful about that, even though you might not be in y'all might not be a couple or you might not be married or whatever, but you allow the fathers to be a father and so forth, so on,
Mm-hmm.
and give the fathers credit. You know what I'm saying? Kudos
Because
to
it's not about what I think, and I don't have kids, but I'm still gonna speak on it from this perspective. It's not about y'all. It's not about either parent. It's about the benefit of the child and what can the child benefit the most from. And as long as you have two capable and able and willing parents, the benefit is to have both of those parents in the child's life.
right, right, exactly.
Keyword willing. You are
Willing,
correct.
yes.
So I 100% agree. 100% agree.
And Joe, from your perspective, because I know you're a single mother, from your perspective, how does it make you feel um, when Father's Day comes around?
Because I had such a good father in my life,
Hmm.
and that was in my life, that was the only person that chose to be in his kid's life. So I honor and I want to honor those fathers because they're very rare. Growing up, they always talked around me and were talking about, oh, it's not normal for um, a mother to walk away from their kids, or
Hmm.
it's always the father. And I would get into arguments with people about that because that wasn't true for me,
Hmm.
right? And so I try to make it, and I hate that people see it as not being honored, right? Because I always made sure I tried to honor my dad because he was that only willing participant in my life, right? So I always try to make sure that I try to honor, even I don't have a man, but I try to always at least honor, you
Yeah,
know, men because they deserve it.
yeah,
If especially if whether you're placed in that position by yourself or or whatever, um I've always tried to make sure that they are honored because for me the opposite was not a fact.
yeah.
So
And I mean, even for me, I think even when you have somebody that steps up to um step into that role, and I've seen that, right? Like I've seen that in y'all too, and I admire y'all's relationship between you and SBK because I see the post. I see I pay I pay attention to y'all. And so I see that SBK has stepped up in your son's life and taught him a lot of, like, we was just talking about how he taught your son how to tie a tie. um and then talking to my bro X, like we know, coming from mentoring programs, like we have taught young boys how to tie ties, and we have you know tried to step in to be um that light or that guide in the void, and so I think a lot of times, like, a lot of stuff is like that, a lot of stuff like that is overshadowed um from the point of all of the bad, right? Like, why do we like to glorify all of the bad?
Again, it's a programming, bro. You know what I mean? It's a programming, and once you look at television, you look at social media, you look at the news, you hear people talk or whatever. All of a sudden, you know, you know, you start living it, you start believing in it. and you can't believe, of course, you can't believe everything that you hear, and you can't believe what's been programmed to you. But man, it's just it's again, it's programming. You know what I mean? And that's the reason why. That's the reason why, man, I am very uh, quick to tell my daughter certain things that I don't agree with,
Hmm.
that you see on television that's contrary to what we believe. If you hear certain music or certain people say stuff or whatever, I tell my daughter in a minute that's not reality. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, of course, you know, they, it's just a programming. That's the reason why our society and our people think that way. You know what I mean? So, like I said, man, it's sad, but man, that's exactly, again, that's to answer your question again, bro. It's programming.
So
That's
I
I
all.
had
got to.
I have a different theory. Can I
Okay.
just say real quick?
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
think it's the same. I think it's because there's more of that, right? Just like if you guys get on a panel and bash women or bash or talk about how bad women are, and even though
What's up, E?
you know of some good women, but there's so much more bad than
Mm-hmm.
good, so you're
Mm-hmm.
going to talk about the bad. You're going
Yeah.
to say all women, even though you got a good one that you know, but that's one out of masses. You're going to talk about the negative, and
Yeah.
I think that's why.
Yeah.
She's held, she's held me accountable to that. I mean, bro. She's like, not because I'll say in a minute, women this, women that, women this, women that, and you can't say that, bestie, because not
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
women are
Yeah.
like that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
you know,
And I think in the community, and when I say the community that we have, I mean, I'm talking about, me, you, our show, y'all show, Joe. I think we do a good job at saying that we can't generalize, right? Like, you have had your own experiences, and those are individual experiences to you, and so you can't hold everybody to that same standard of the experiences that you've had. And it doesn't make sense, right? It's unrealistic to say that with billions of people in the world, right? um that the five people that you've dealt with are every other person in the world. You know what I'm saying? um and I think that's a conversation for offline. But I think that's why in a lot of different aspects, I think that's why people have a disconnect, or people have uh difference of opinions, because you try to generalize and you try to say, oh well, everybody acts like this, or everybody does this, or all men do this, or all women do that. And it's like, no, them them scrubs or them hoes that you was dealing with is who did that to you. You know what I'm saying? You
Well,
Okay.
can't.
I think it's because the world is smaller with social media and everything
Yeah,
like this.
yeah,
You'll see, you don't interact with 1,000 people a day, but you'll interact with 1,000 people online or a
yeah,
million people online. And when you
yeah,
see majority of them saying this, you think that's what the standard is, and you might find 100 or so that agree with you, that feel a certain way, and it makes it excuse your definition of what it is. But once you actually get outside, you're more likely to meet people that somewhat agree with you. I mean, you'll
yeah,
still run into the people that's running with the narrative that's going on online, but you'll find probably more people that agree with you than less likely.
yeah. Shout out to Disrupt and Discuss podcast. Y'all go follow them. I have a question for my brothers on the panel. And it's gonna be a little different for both of y'all. Uh and this is the reason that I want to ask the question. Uh I'll start with UX. What, because I know you're very adamant about wanting to be a father and wanting to have kids. What makes you want to be a father?
Um, Ultimately, it is legacy. leaving something behind you, um, seeing what your parents left you or what they instilled in you, wanting to correct those things, even if it was right or if it was wrong, um, and trying to leave a little bit of hope into the world. Um, you got somebody there that's hopefully unconditional. I know it's probably still going to be conditional with your kids.
Hmm.
Um, you get an accessory um, to go to the ball. Nah, you just in a way it keeps you young. You know the feeling that you felt when you were a kid, and how your parents made you feel when you went out and go play and all these things, and you want to give that same love to somebody else and instill that into them. Um, it's yeah, yeah, Joe, breaking generational cycles and stuff like that. Seeing things that happen. You like my mom, she had two kids outside of marriage, and she made me promise that I wouldn't do that. So if it wasn't for her, then who knows? I might have had 5 or 6 kids by now if I was just willing just to be a hoe. Um, but you just want to do things the right way, do things differently, invest in something, and it's different. I know you can do that when you volunteer. You can be a
Hmm.
big brother, big sis, and stuff like that. But it's different when you have your own. When you can say, okay, I raised this person to be who they are, and you can sit back and say, damn, they made $20 million this year, and they are going to give me half of that because
Yeah. Okay. I,
they
it,
not.
it's funny because I have a follow up question for that. Because yeah, I'm gonna come back to that follow up question after I ask SBK. SBK, I'm gonna ask you a similar question, but obviously you have a daughter, so um in light of, we always, a lot of, you hear a lot of times these days that as a man, like, you just don't feel that there is value, like you're valued either as a husband or as a father. um and so my question to you would be, uh what do you think are your greatest joys of being a father?
My one of my greatest joys is basically to be able to provide for her and to basically provide for her and make her happy. Um, because my parents struggled, you know what I
Hmm.
mean. Um, the house that I'm at right now, I'm proud to be here. But I saw my mom and my dad uh, struggle to own a home. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Is
And
the home you're in right now, is it a family home?
it's a family home. Yeah, it's
Okay.
a family home. You know what I'm saying? And so um, I don't think I've ever told Joe this, but she does. She knows a little bit about it. But I'm gonna say this: X talked about legacy. You know what I'm saying? So I remember when my parents were trying to get a deal with this house,
Hmm.
right? And I remember, at the time, my dad, my parents had my brother and I late in age. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Okay.
And so they were in their 40s. They had us. You know what I'm saying? Early 40s. I think they were 40 years. They were the same age. You know what I'm saying? And so looking back at that time, at the economy at that time, and so forth and so on. I used to listen to them talk, and they were trying to make a deal on this house.
Hmm.
And basically, guys, it was like they, and as an older man looking back at it now, I'm like, man, you know what I'm saying? They were really struggling, you know what I mean? And so, they got the house, right? So, but as my mom in her later years was talking about this, she always told me, she's like, Dre, um, I want this house to be a family home. You
Hmm.
know,
Hmm.
we worked hard to get, especially my mom. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And so, to answer your question, I've had this same conversation with my daughter. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you're living in this home, in this house, and you can live here as long as you want to, as long as you get of age, you get ready to work and so forth and so on. I want you to take care of it. You know what I mean? Because this is yours. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, being a father is exactly what X is talking about. You're leaving your kids and your seed legacy,
Hmm.
but you want to teach her. Trying to teach her of the struggles that her grandparents went through. You know what I'm saying? And my daughter doesn't know anything about. I'll be honest with you, she don't know nothing about struggle. You know what I mean? She really
Hmm.
don't. You know what I
Hmm.
mean?
I mean,
Um,
that's because you've done your job, you know.
right. You know what I'm saying? And E is sitting there. I mean, Joe is sitting there. She's shaking her head. She knows I'm telling the truth. Anytime that girl wants something, I get it for her.
Hmm.
It wasn't like that whenever I was, and she's not spoiled. But
Hmm.
what I'm saying is that you know, um, I I'm blessed
She might be
to
a little spoiled, and that's okay.
yeah. That's that and my sister and everybody say that.
And that's okay.
Yeah, I'm glad that X brought up the fact about legacy because the one thing that I want her to know and the joy of me being a father is I want her to understand that her grandparents, her father, especially her father, has worked hard to get where they need to be, and she needs to work hard as well. You know what I'm saying? She needs to be responsible, and she needs to do what's necessary to. If she wants things in life, she needs to work hard at that. So that's the joy of being a father is being able to see the fruit of your labor and enjoying the fruits of your labor. You know what I'm saying? Um, and life is hard, but you roll with the punches. You know what I'm saying? And you just you teach your kids that you win some, you lose some, but as long as you work hard and you get you're gonna come out on top. You know what I mean? So that's the way I look at it, man. I hope I answered your question.
For sure.
So
For sure.
Dub, what's your legacy as not wanting kids?
So it's funny because my follow up question, and I'm mad that you actually asked me a question because I just sent you a text message. But
Well,
uh,
now you sit here.
my,
You can go get your clothes and stuff, and
no,
say
but I'm
my
gonna answer
brother
that real
has to
quick.
go to the gym after this, y'all. So he was trying to. I thought he was
I
gonna
was trying to
leave
go
while
get change
answering.
for the gym. No, but um, I would say that was kind of a part of my follow up question because I was gonna say like as when we decide to have kids, sometimes is it a selfish thing of deciding to have kids because we want that legacy, and we want to we don't want our name to die off, because I personally don't want kids, right? um and it's many different reasons why I don't want kids, and we'll discuss that on the later show. But I just feel like when I hear people talk about legacy, and when I hear people talk about their bloodline, or all of the stuff like that, I get, and not in a bad way. Don't let me say that I don't, when I say the word selfish, I don't think that's being selfish is a bad thing. I think that being selfish has a very negative connotation, but I think that you have every right to be selfish in certain circumstances. And so when I think of like people saying that I want my legacy to live on, or I want to be able to know that I can provide, or these things, I think that's a bit of a selfish, like us selfishly saying that I want to say that I did this.
right,
And I personally, I personally don't think that that's something that I have to have in my life. Um,
So you don't want to feel
Go
a
ahead.
part of
Oh,
something.
Joe asked a good question. Joe, why you just didn't say that in the public chat? Joe asked a good question, and I want her to.
You asked the men, so I wasn't speaking.
Oh, no. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying
That
that
I asked them
Make
about
sure
being fathers. We're all
I
back
don't
now.
think that would be. I don't think that that would be selfish
Okay.
if you want to leave your legacy because it's to the benefit of another human. So why would it be benefit? I mean, why would it be selfish if you're actually trying to bring, unless you're not, you're going to bring somebody in the world just so you can leave your legacy. No, but leaving your legacy is actually raising them and instilling in them something that you want to not show them that you went through or to show them better, right? So I
Yeah.
don't think it's selfish, personally.
Right.
Yeah, I feel the same. Like it's belonging is it's almost like belonging to something that's bigger than yourself. Planting these seeds out into the world, make the world a better place. Um, I know Dub doesn't feel that way, but I would. It's just really just investing. It's like the um, ultimate investment, ultimate sacrifice. But I will say that I do have moments when I look at the news. Sometimes I look around at the world and I'm like, okay, do I really want to do this? Do I really want to bring somebody into this? Do I know how long we actually gonna be here? Do I
Right.
know what the situation is gonna look like down the line when they become adults? It's gonna be hard for them. And a lot of times I do stress myself out. And I say this jokingly, but I'm dead serious when people ask me, okay, what are you doing everything for? I say I'm doing it for my wife and my future kids. They be like, okay, you don't have no kids, anything like that. But I just want to set them up into a position for whenever I do check out that they have a better head start, and hopefully, they get to see what I envision the world should look like, and hopefully they get to see that, even if it's well past me being here.
Right. Right. And that's
And
and
mhm.
I was just gonna bring he brought that up. I don't fault anybody that doesn't want to have kids because of what the situation that we're living in today. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? I really don't. Um, I hate to say that, but if I was in a time machine back in 2000 and you know what I'm saying 2008, and I look back at 2025, hell no. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because my daughter's going to have to go through a lot of, you know, there ain't going to be no social security. There's no, you know what I'm saying? If I'd be like, hell no, man, get up off me, woman, get up off me, man.
But yeah, okay, and I'm gonna throw it from a different perspective because you already know I'm coming from a faith perspective.
Okay.
And if we can't, I mean, the only way to change anything is to have the light change it from, change the darkness, right? And
Hmm.
if we stop planting light into this world, then darkness is going to just take it over. And that's how I see myself. So I can't, I'm trying to raise that. I'm trying to raise that man in the future that will make difference, make a change. I'm
Hmm.
trying to raise a light in this world. And that saddens me when people are just so giving up because dude, like, I don't want to leave that for my grandkids. My grandkids, they're starting vacation Bible school this coming Monday and I'm so excited for them. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to continue to shine light because it's not what we tell them, it's what we show them. It's what we by action. We got to be the change if we want to have change. That's how I see it.
Yeah, I respect that, but as the scripture does, that I want to turn this into you know, a
Go with it.
scripture,
I'm all for it. Hey.
but 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 this is the condemnation. Men love darkness rather than light. You know what I mean? And so, in reality, people, a large portion of people don't want to change and don't want change. That doesn't that doesn't constitute that I feel like I can't change my situation, my personal situation, or you guys can't change y'all's and make y'all's little world and y'all's surroundings uh, good, but everything around. us doesn't share those same values. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and I agree with y'all because I've been listening. I heard everything y'all said, and I agree with y'all completely. But at the same time, how many times, like you can, even as a parent, you can do, your best, and you can do everything that you think that you should have done, and then your kid can turn out to be a little shit. So,
Right.
you know, you're saying that, oh yeah, I want to bring this light into the world, and I want to, and
That's why
that
you have
it all.
three.
That's why you have three, so two of them cannot be.
But that's still, I still don't believe that, because if you plant it, it'll blossom eventually.
I can't agree with that from personal experience. Like we all know families that we have seen, like the parents do amazing jobs, and the kid, the adult child, still comes out to be fucking terrible. So I can't say that everything that you put in is what you're gonna get out,
Right.
because we've seen that that's not always the case.
That's not always the case. You know what I'm saying? But as a parent, you can say I did my best. You know what I mean? I did my best. I did my best. I did my best. But you might question yourself. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I don't blame anybody. I'm gonna say this again. I know you are way dubbed, but I'm gonna say this again. I, as a man looking back, if I saw what I see now in 2008, I don't want my little one facing this nonsense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even so what I'm doing now, and if people at the sound of my voice right now, if you have children, you know what I mean, you're going to have to work twice as hard to try to prepare your seed for this nonsense that we got in this world. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? For the nonsense that's being pushed on them in the school system. Um, we ain't gonna even get into that, man. They want our kids not to learn about true history, so forth and so on. You know what I mean? So if I was a guy, looking back and seeing now, I don't blame anybody that doesn't want any kids. My brother is a minister, and he doesn't want any kids. You
Hey.
know what I mean? And so because of this very thing that we're talking about right now, you know what I mean? So
And, and for those in the chat and those watch this on the replay, you can't make me feel bad for it either. I I don't feel no type of way. I'm telling you what I said what I said, and it is what
no,
it is. You
I'm
know what I'm
just
saying?
fuck them kids.
Fuck them kids. No, we definitely gonna have to do this again, like very very soon. Because I think that this went down a very great rabbit hole. And it's a couple of it. I think it's a couple of topics from this discussion that I want to continue, especially with you two, because I love this dynamic. Yeah, Joe, you already know. I feel like you should do a lot more lives, because I feel like, especially with you and the dynamic with bro, I feel like he brings a lot of stuff out of you that you wouldn't normally say or normally talk about. So
Oh.
yeah, we are definitely gonna do it. Starting with you, Joe. Ladies first. Tell us about your channel and what you got coming up.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that, because I've actually wanted to. I've been thinking about it a lot. I want to get on some live, but so I want to plan that. I had something happen in the last 2 weeks. Um, a different part of my journey that I have a lot of. I just have to get some ideas to how to unveil it.
Okay.
And
Okay.
so that's kind of what I'm at. I'm right now, I'm kind of just in a place where um trying to deal with it. And
Yeah.
so that's what I'm just trying to get content together.
Gotcha.
Content.
Well, we gonna be talking behind the scenes on that for sure.
Yeah.
Facts. Facts.
SBK, what you got, bro?
Well, since we talk about Joe, we might as well do a live. Let's get it ready and get it ready for Dub's birthday. We're gonna do a live tomorrow, and so we're gonna do a live tomorrow. Celebrate Dub's birthday. 8 p.m. Central Time, 6 p.m. Pacific,
Let's go.
9 p.m. Eastern. We're gonna do a live on my show, and so I want everybody to pull up and to celebrate my boy's birthday. I'm going to get a thumbnail ready. We're going to get it all situated, and so we're going to do this live, man. But I will again. Dub did ask me about a political panel. We're going to do that. We'll be y'all stay tuned for that, and then Tap In podcast will be Friday, this coming Friday with myself, and it's just ETV. Y'all tune in for that. But yeah, we're gonna go live tomorrow, and we're gonna celebrate my boy's birthday. We're gonna talk about we're gonna go down some rabbit holes. We're just gonna have fun. You know what I mean?
Hey, I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that.
And everybody to the sound of my voice, I'm gonna clip this up. Y'all get ready to throw my boy. I'm gonna have his cash app, even though he don't want to. I'm gonna get his cash app, and you're gonna post. Hey X, post his cash app right now because he ain't gonna give it to me, bro. So post the cash app in the chat
Let me see
so
if I
that
can
way I
find
can get it. So I can get it, and then you know what? You follow me on IG, right? You follow me on IG, Doug, don't you? We follow each other on IG. So post his cash app. We're gonna do it big for him tomorrow, and we're gonna start promoting that now. So yeah, we're gonna do that tomorrow. SBK Media Network.
I appreciate that, brother.
For sure.
Well, y'all know what it is. X safe travels on Friday. We
Safe
probably get
travel,
into
bro.
some tomorrow. But y'all know what it is. You can agree with us. You can disagree with us. You can do whatever the fuck you wanna do.
Father, fuck you.
At the end of the day, that's just our 2 cents on it, man. We appreciate y'all being on the panel, and we will holler at y'all later. We gone.
All right.